Hey, you guys, Coach Liz here. All right. Last week, our healthy habit was to do the high five check, to do a self check on how you're doing in those 5 areas of health: your exercise, your nutrition, your hydration, your sleep, and your mindset. And to be able to course correct quickly when you start seeing those habits slip. So, if you've found something that maybe you want to focus on a little bit more over the next month or 66 days, actually, Dr. Anderson says it takes about 66 days to really form a true habit. And so, being consistent during that amount of time is really important. So, maybe you've thought of something that maybe you're struggling with a little bit and you want to really focus on. We're going to talk about that today: how to set goals. It's such an important part of your health journey to always have something that you're focusing on, that's moving you forward, that you're working on to keep yourself from moving backwards. And in element 3 in your life book, Dr. Anderson talks about how to create what you want with yourself, with your goals, with your life, and how to set realistic and smart goals. And there's so many helpful things in this element as far as creating those goals, recognizing exactly what you want, and then putting it into an action plan. Now, a couple things that I like to talk about when we are talking about a goal is I like the acronym SMART goals. Now, a SMART goal, the S stands for, is it specific? Do you know specifically what you're wanting to create? So, for example, instead of just saying, I want to be more active, what specifically do you want to be doing? Maybe I want to start walking. And is it measurable? Is it measurable as far as how much you're going to do it, when you're going to do it? So maybe your measurable goal is, I want to walk 10 minutes a day. Is it achievable? Remember, don't set these huge goals that you will surely fail at, because you have to have wins along the way. So doing those achievable, smaller goals are important to build consistency. So make it something that you can do even on the hardest day. And those days that you do more, that's awesome. But making it something that's achievable every day. And then the R is it realistic? You can't say, okay, I'm going to run a marathon next week when you're not even running at all. So is it realistic? Is it realistic as far as the amount of time you're going to put into it and what you want to get out of it? And then is it time sensitive? Do you have a time frame of when you want to achieve that? Instead of, I just want to be active someday, maybe it's, I want to run a 5K in 6 months. So is it time sensitive that you have something that you're working on toward that bigger goal? So those are important. And then in the life book, Dr. Anderson talks about just how to make that happen. He talks about a habit loop. So first you have to create a cue, which forms a routine that puts you in a routine and gives you a reward. And I like to use habit stacking for this. So having a habit that you're already good at, that will be your cue to start that new habit. So for example, when I have clients that want to drink more water, I always recommend drinking a big glass of water right when you wake up. It's so good for you. But the cue would be having a glass of water right next to your bed. So the cue is every time your feet touch the floor in the morning, you pick up the glass of water. That's your cue. Your feet touch the floor, you pick up the glass of water. Maybe it is if you want to just be more active during the day. Maybe the cue is when you brush your teeth, you do calf raises. That's your cue. Or you want to drink more water. It could be that your cue is in the morning, you have your water bottles set out on the counter and you fill them all up. And so you have that cue of how much water you're going to drink during the day. So think about what your goal is and have a cue of something that you already do every day anyways, that you can just add something to it. That is really helpful, just to stack a habit with something that you're already comfortable with. And then having those small achievable things. So I would love to hear what habit you want to get better at, whether it is your sleep, your exercise, your nutrition, your hydration, or your mindset. Pick something that you want to focus on, and let's talk about what a SMART goal would be to get you moving forward, get you having some wins, some confidence in the area, so that it's easier just to get back on track and even improve in that area. So get your life book, check out element 3 for more tips and information about goal setting, how to be successful with your goals. And I encourage you to pick one thing. Start with one thing. Let's make it small and let's start being consistent with that goal to have some wins along the way. All right, have a great week.